I guess so.
But in light of Juneteenth, I wanted to talk about the Black Rasslin podcast 50 released their. Did I send you the list, James?
Yes, you did.
I sent the list of the 50 wrestlers every year that they've done it. I believe since 2018. They take a look at the top 50 black pro wrestlers currently working in the squared circle. They do have a criteria that they follow, and I am going to share it on the screen.
Is the criteria that Swerve Strickland and what's his name off this shit? Or is this the same one or is it a different one?
That's that. Is that very one? But
okay.
It's that very one, and we gonna get to we're gonna get to that shortly. But hold on.
Like it's so funny now that like.
So here it is. I'll read it on screen. I'll read it off.
Yeah, let's.
Pause.
Yeah, go ahead. Read
it. Go ahead. The Black Wrestling Podcast used the set criteria to rank black pro wrestlers in their annual BRP 50, which has been a feature of the podcast since 2018. Win-loss record, championships won, quality of competition, television time, prominence within a wrestler's promotion or shins, and overall impact.
Okay.
So shout out to them. But yeah, so first, it being Juneteenth, I'm not about to be negative about nobody in their lists because lists are difficult things to do.
Look, when we do lists, people are gonna be mad at it. That's what. That's the point of the lists are. It's for engagement bait.
Yeah. But we should bring up the Swerve thing. Swerve Strickland, obviously not on this list, had a problem with this publication to where he asked to have his name taken off of it. And the best part is,
take me off the list. Take me off the list, and then I proceed to unequivocally become the best black pro wrestler in the world for going forward after that. Hey, he might have had a point. He's like, hey, y'all playing with me, and I'm gonna really turn up and show y'all.
The saxophones got loud, my brother.
It's like T.I. when he's on Arista for I'm Serious, and he's like, all right, fuck Arista, or Arista cuts me, whatever else. All right, I'm going to go to Atlantic, and then proceed to put on 3 classics, and at least 3 near classic albums at the worst over the next 6 years. Like, you gotta prove the point.
I think he might have won on that particular
argument that you made a mistake.
Yeah. So I believe he was ranked not in a way that he appreciated in 2022, and he felt that there was some favoritism going on, and with who the podcast may or may not be close with, and there was a lot of stuff that flew back and forth. People made up some beef with him and Carmelo Hayes, which I can confirm does not exist. So from there, I think obviously Swerve had gone on to, I think he was number 2 in PWI 500 one of these years. So like it has only made the BRP 50, like the top of it, kind of more noticeable. Like in whatever the beef is between them, if it still goes on, I'm sure those guys have an issue with Swerve still. I don't know if Swerve really, cares or thinks about this or anything. So, well,
I'm not laughing at that. I just saw someone in their top 10. It's like every time they show this person in their top 10, they got to show a picture of their daddy to validate that they're actually black.
Stop this. But I'll say this, like,
what the fuck is she doing this? Oh, I forgot, my bad.
I'll say this. I don't think not being on the list has necessarily hurt Swerve at all. And, going forward, it looks like they will always have to either answer the question about why he's not on the list, or the people that normally talk about this. And I don't think we've ever talked about the BRP 50 on this show or anything. It just hadn't come up. But I saw it, and it was Juneteenth, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm in the talking mood. Why not? So I saw it, and, I've seen the list in previous years, and it's a list. You disagree with various things on it, or I just have questions about some of these things.
Before we move on, I got one last joke. So look, man, I understand Swerve. People think he took this shit. People have made these crazy characterizations about Swerve based off him not want to be on this list, and then they go on to do like this. Well, if you don't want to be on this blacklist, what do you think of yourself? Is some self hate shit? I'm like,
yes.
Okay, y'all taking y'all start doing projections. That's insane. But
Yeah.
but what I will say is, look, man, these lists are important to some of these wrestlers. Some of these wrestlers would come to these lists, they'll be like, hey, I should be booked better based on where I am positioned on this list. Allegedly. I'm trying to see, is he on this list?
And what I get from this
Is he on this list?
Who?
You
Oh,
is he on this list?
I don't think
He's
he's been very active.
on this list.
I don't think he's been very active until very recently.
Okay.
So,
Okay. I don't see him on this list. Maybe when we go through it,
I think he just got started back being active. But,
okay.
As far as like what it looks like they have a set criteria. They're supposed to be looking at, booking, star power, different stuff like that. This is different than Righteous Reg's list. Shout out to Reg. Like, Reg looks like more about like discoverability. Like, he's trying to basically like, hey, y'all say it ain't nobody to book here. Like that's kind of what it is. This one, they look like they trying to, they trying to see who's who and what is what.
Yeah. It looks more similar to like a PWI.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we'll go from, let's see, where should we start?
At the top.
Yeah, fuck it.
Let's start at the top.
Let's start at the top. The number one black pro wrestler in the world, James. Mm-hmm. Trick Williams.
Now, after we just said, just want to make an immediate point. After this conversation we just had about Swerve saying, take my name off this fucking list. Now, you want to tell me, Swerve, so you want to tell me Trick Williams matters more to the pro wrestling world in 2026 that Trick Williams does than Swerve Strickland?
Look, James,
do you think that if Swerve Strickland was a phrase right now, he would be offered less money to join WWE than Trick Williams?
James, as a matter of
Don't
fact,
say that.
as a matter of fact,
no, I know the answer's no.
In my opinion, I think. All right, I'll say this. I think if you had these 5 names in free agency, right?
Right.
And then, including Trick Williams, you had Trick Williams, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Swerve Strickland, right?
Uh-huh.
Trick Williams would be on one level, right, of whatever is being offered.
And everybody be above it.
And everybody else would be all together.
Everybody
like,
be above Trick Williams line. Yeah.
So, I don't know about that one. Trick, high-profile year. I don't even know if he's wrestled 20 matches, though. On that WWE main roster. U.S. champ.
When it comes to Trick Williams,
what's his best match?
Look, when it comes to Trick Williams, it's not about how many times you wrestle, because it's not even about, because with Trick Williams, it's not about the matches. That's a problem with Trick. That's a problem with the Trick Williams experience. It's not about. It's never about the wrestling. And don't be wrong, like The Rock is an all-time wrestler, and a lot of times it wasn't about the wrestling with him either. But hey, when it was time to go out here and have a high-quality match, The Rock could do it. Trick hasn't proven he can do it.
I'm like, all right, man. Like I see the win-loss record, championships won, quality of competition. Where is the have good matches part? Like who the best wrestlers, who the best workers are, right? Like, why do we not do black wrestlers like that? Like, why? And I think this is also an issue.
You know why?
I'm like, look, man. Throughout, and I'm actually planning on talking about this in more extensive terms, like, black wrestlers were not known as work rate wrestlers because they came up in a lot of very traditional American schools. The difference has been international training over the last 15 or so years. Like, that has been the difference of, like, the generation that rose with AR Fox, Ricochet, Swerve Strickland, who were Rich Swann, who were able to be those guys that could basically go fucking nuts. It was not the New Day. It was not Lashley. It was people we love. We love them for what they've done and their contributions and stuff. But like, this is Swerve. James, hold on.
They were given.
Yeah, I was gonna say, James, the whole thing about why Swerve is not on this list or doesn't want to be on this list, he wants to be looked at as the best wrestler in the world. And competing amongst the best wrestlers in the world black wrestlers tended have never been given that look.
Rich.
And given that opportunity to really show, or an ACH, that's another one.
Yeah.
Like, when we're talking about Trick, we're not talking about Trick as a best wrestler in the world. Like,
we're not even talking about Trick in a Jay Lethal sense.
Right.
Bro, could you imagine how much money WWE will be able to make and what kind of bro? I saw this recent thing of like if you give Luka Doncic a Sartosis level defense, like where would he end up? Like he's the best player, right? If you gave Trick Williams ACH level wrestling, he'd be the best. He'd be the biggest star in wrestling.
Ever live.
He'd be the biggest star in wrestling right now. Right now, this very second.
Yeah.
Not nobody else. Cody Roman, Moxley, Omega, whoever you want to say. It matters. This is a full equation. He's missing this particular part of this game. It's holding him back. If he ever figures it out, look the fuck out, right? But he's still great. He's still doing great things even without this.
Yeah. So, number 2, Obafemi.
So my question for you is this, right? If we go forward, if we play this forward and we go in the future, we were to just like pontificate, right? Or guess futures. Will you think that? Do you think that Obafemi? Who do you think is destined to have the better future between those two? Who will you pick to have the better career in the next 5 years?
Between Oba and Trick, I think Trick is slightly older, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I'm just immediate future, just 5 years.
5 years. Okay, 32. Oba, maybe 27. I think I'm 28.
I won't even get into the part of their age. I think 5 years is short enough. And like we talking about pro wrestling, we ain't talking about basketball or football, no shit like that.
I think for me, I think it would be Obafemi because I think they would end up trusting his working to the top of the card because they already trust him more towards the top of the card than they do Trick.
That's where I'm getting at. I think that obviously Trick is more charismatic. He gives off. I can put him in interviews. I can send him places that to sell WWE easier than Oba. But for me, like I watch Oba and I'm like, that dude gets over anywhere in any era of pro wrestling. I don't know if Trick necessarily could because people might not like whatever that gimmick gives off, but I think there is a classic babyface big man in that it can be packaged anywhere in any era, and it's successful, and it's easily like replicable to be successful anywhere. It's just an easier game to carry over. So I think I would go with Oba, but Trick's ahead of him. You're right.
Yeah.
Right now. But like if I would say, hey, if I'm going to forecast this forward and like who do I think is going to be the WrestleMania main eventer and have the match people remember, I'll probably go with Oba because it's easier.
Yeah. It feels
like you ring the bell and you look at him in this big nigga fight time every time. Like this is like you get him in the ring with Drew McIntyre. You get him in the ring with Drew McIntyre. You get him in the ring with Gunther. You get him in the ring with hell. I mean, look at the Brock Lesnar matches. Brock been doing the same tire shit he's been doing for over a decade at this point. And this crowd lost their minds over that shit. While I'm watching, it was like, I've seen this a million times. I don't give a fuck about it no more. But the crowd went banana.
Yep. Number 3, Javon Evans.
He's special, man. Special athlete.
I think WWE sees him as a young guy, and I think it's going to be like a gift and a curse. And they're going to beat him for a long time.
They're going to wait too long. They're going to miss opportunity.
And he's going to have to gain more weight because I know he's tall and all that, but he's going to run into who's going to put him over. They're going to think he doesn't know how to wrestle. When Javon Evans has,
they're going to think he doesn't have the right connection, and then they're going to fuck around and throw him in some gauntlet match or whatever else.
Javon lost to Jey Uso tonight, apparently. My God, see?
Right. Look. Obviously, Javon's way ahead of Jey Uso, but Jey Uso got the juice right now, right? The Yeet Man, the warning shot guy. Look, man, I get it. I wouldn't be doing that, but we obviously Jey Uso is a merchandise. He's a merchandise monster. He's a top star to their fandom. They don't care about the match. He's above the matches, right? Like the same thing we talking about Trick, right? There are certain guys that it don't matter what kind of match they put on. They just stars. The crowd loves them and they rock with it. It don't matter. Javon Evans, I think Javon Evans is gonna be one of those guys where it's like they're gonna play the long game with him, and we're gonna look back and be like, damn. Hopefully something breaks through for him. And like Kofi Mania, I was making a Kofi Mania analogy where it's like you look at it and you be like, damn, bro, this guy always has something. The crowd always loved him, and they played him at a certain level, and then all of a sudden he's gonna break through, and they're gonna be like, damn, you left this on the table for a decade. Almost a decade, and you're gonna look back and be like, "Man, we could use it. We could look. He gonna have these moments or whatever else when the athleticism is not the same. We're gonna be like, look what could have been. This is a classic. This guy is trapped in their own promotion,
and nobody realizes it yet. Like, and they're like, he's here. Look, they make him wrestle in a t-shirt. We should note this because
he doesn't have a bad body.
They think he's too skinny. So just all the classic trappings of like, yeah.
Why do they always do this? Look, man, there's always a Kofi or there's always a Jeff Hardy where it's like, hey, man, the crowd loves the way he wrestles. They love him. He does fun stuff. Make a way. Look, he should be on pay-per-view.
Wait till he don't jump as high. They're gonna wait till he quote unquote learns to work.
Sammy's another example,
skills.
Bro. If I showed you, or I ain't gotta tell you, Rich, Sammy ain't got nothing but old man sell and fire up at the end and make the race close at the end at this point. And he broke through super late. 2014 Sami Zayn, if he be the top guy. He'd be the top babyface in WWE right now if he had the same promo skills he has right now and that connection with the level of athleticism he had in 2014, he'd be the top babyface promotion. That dude was an insane wrestler. That's been going for almost most of this decade.
Yeah. Let's move on.
Speaking of that, when is Owens due back? It's been over a year now at this point, hasn't it?
Yeah, more than that. Year and a half. Let's do the next three together, James. All black women. So number 4, Athena. Number 5, Mercedes Moné. Number 6, Jade Cargill. All right. So perhaps someone will have to explain to me. I know Mercedes Moné.
She's been back for like a month. She's been back for like a month.
She's been back a month. I led to believe this. They did not mark the dates of delineation, but we can look over the past 12 months. You would have to explain to me how Mercedes would not even be higher than Javon Evans, Obafemi, Trick Williams. What are we doing? Look,
when is the start of this cutoff date?
This is a very WWE leaning list. Did we not give that one away or
PWI? Okay. So, Rich, my question for you is this, right? When was the start of the cutoff date for this?
I do not believe it was listed.
Okay. What do you think?
May 25th through May 2025 through May 2026.
So you mean to tell me that included in this is Mercedes' All
In?
Forget the All In. I'm going to get to All In because it starts for it. Her last year's Owen match with Athena.
Yes.
The Owen win.
Where she beat her.
The million belts she had during Ultimo Monet when she had the M crown. Her having that match with Toni Storm the rest of the year. And then coming back, and then maybe the cutoff is her coming back. She did enough in this list where if Swerve is not mentioned on here, she should be number 1.
Exactly.
This is fucking nonsense.
Someone will have to explain not only the Athena thing for me.
So my question is this, right? Why forget Jade Cargill?
Why would why?
Why look? Why
Is it because her name isn't Sasha Banks anymore, James? Can we just wake it up?
There's one more. There's three women back to back on this list, and Jade Cargill is on here. Meanwhile, she didn't have a better year than either of the two that are behind her. That makes no sense. You mean to tell me that Athena didn't have a better year than Jade Cargill in pro wrestling? You believe that?
Athena was in front of Jade.
Jade just had her best match, singles match I've seen of her career just recently in that pay-per-view with Rhea a couple weeks ago or whatever else. And we talking about like a 3 1/4 match.
I think maybe your thing would be Willow and Jade. They're like
Jade should be behind Willow too. You know this, but
absolutely.
Yeah. What do we? Because all right, bro. Did she win the Rumble? I forgot or something.
No, she was the champion the whole time so they could hide her because she wasn't doing no matches. Like, all right, man. So like, this is the part where we gotta like crack the list over our knee to where like and explain to people what they use championships for, especially in WWE.
And they
put a belt on people to hide people so they don't have to fucking book them in certain situations or make them lose.
Perfect example, right? How long has it been since Liv Morgan's defended her title?
Over 50 days. It was trending.
Yeah.
You tell me that's inherently more valuable than Will Nightingale with a TBS belt and then beating Mercedes at the back end of that and then
in an awesome match.
Okay. Number 7, Leon Slater, TNA guy. Looks like, could be on the open market soon. Don't know where he'll end up. Exciting, flashy guy. International training. Look, the best wrestlers of the future, now that the international training seems to be something that is more accessible for a lot of people. There are a lot of people setting up schools like AR Fox. Like there are, different ways to, get good. The best wrestlers of the future, if it reflects anything with sports, it should all be black. And if you look at it, we're going to talk about the next guy on this list that I'm going to name after Sol Ruka. Number 9, Kevin Knight.
So, I was going to say this, right, earlier when we talked about, when we were talking about Javon Evans. If Javon Evans was in AEW and we put Kevin Knight in WWE, I think we'd be making these same. Look, I think Kevin Knight is. I think that he is a better technical wrestler than Javon, right? But I think if you look at their standings in each promotion and presentation each promotion and where it looks like it's going forward over the next year or 2 or 18 months, whatever else, you much rather be Kevin Knight. And it's like, and the only difference is the promotion they're in. If they were swapped, they would both be in each other's positions basically. So I'm just like, hey man, is Javon Evans in the right promotion?
I don't know. Like, the taste of the list makers, perhaps he is in the right promotion. But no, I would say
I won't even have the conversation in terms of this list. I'll just be like, hey man, like you look at it, it's like, hey man, that dude's gonna end up getting top 5 votes for most underrated in the Observer thing, and it's be like, all right, man, we just did this shit with Gable in that fucking mask for the last half decade or whatever else, and now he went out and had one of the best matches in WWE in years, and now people are starting to give him, and now they're gonna give him a shot. Now that he's back from this weird, I guess you call it excursion. It's just a weird, goofy storyline.
Yeah, I gotta say, man, we got that last year of like jet speed, and then everything Kevin Knight has done as a single since. You got an argument for number 2 on this list, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, but in a list like this is gonna be hurt by being a tag team.
That's true.
This list is going to tax you for being on the tag team, and they will promote you for having a faction of heels working doing bullshit in your singles matches, like Jade Cargill having Michin and BFAB. Crazy that BFAB's the only remaining employed member of Hit Row in WWE.
Incredible. AJ Francis over Ricochet.
I don't know what he's doing in TNA, so I can't speak on that. I mean, you keep going. Lee Moriarty or AJ Francis. Who would you rather watch have a wrestling match?
I think the Ricochet thing is particularly stunning. Before we get to Lee Moriarty, the Ricochet thing is, Ricochet activates folks. We've seen the reception to him.
Ricochet, also, I'll say this, Ricochet got hurt by, other people that might be on this list. Hey, hold on. Speaking of that, hey, I don't know if you noticed this, but I don't see nobody from the Hurt Syndicate on this list. Yet I see that Ricochet is number 12 on his list, and he would be much higher if he had never done anything with Hurt Syndicate.
And that's funny. Did they tell them to take them off the list too? I don't know. What's going on here?
I don't know. My point is my point. People that should be on this list ain't on this list, and then like Ricochet would have had a better year if he was never doing anything with these niggas that was on this list. That's crazy.
These go back to Swerve's original complaints that were not just all about himself.
Them old niggas be having terrible advice for you, boy. They really do.
Let's see. I think I would rather watch a Lee Moriarty match, and I'm not one for arm bars.
Yeah.
Charity King, I will take their word for it.
I don't think I've ever seen her, so I can't, or him, or I don't know, or them. I've never seen them before, so I can't.
Seen them before. Carmelo Hayes, I think I would take him. Wasn't he the U.S. champion and had all those matches?
Look, man, Melo's good. Melo's better than Trick. Melo's better than Trick, but the whole NXT run was about we know you're better than Trick, but we know that Trick got this thing that you might not necessarily have. I think Carmelo does have it, just he's not big. He's not, size wise for WWE, so they're not going to run with it. But yeah, man,
number 16.
He's a good wrestler.
Number 16.
Really good wrestler.
Kalani Jordan. Huge potential for her. Very
a little
athletic.
less of her. I like her.
Yeah. All right. Now we are getting on to some. Okay. Number 7, Darius Carter. All right. No. I refuse. This is where.
You got to put it up on the screen.
This is where. See, James, I'm fortunate to be friends with people that I don't have to cap for. And I think perhaps when we talking about somebody with a 5.33 on Cage Match, right?
Go to the match guide. I think that's more important than
Let's get the match guide going. I got one single match on here, James, that has a rating on here, and
where are they wrestling at though?
Let's see. Let's go to the most recent listings. So
where are they getting booked?
East Coast Wrestling Association, Ashe Wrestling, Enjoy Wrestling, Impact Zone Wrestling, Pro Wrestling Magic. Looks like a lot of New Jersey, North Carolina, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
American Championship Entertainment. Let's see. Recombination Wrestling in New Jersey. Shout out to JML. TWA One and Done in Philadelphia. Wrestling in the USA freelance show. Matt Pro Wrestling at the Italian American Memorial Association of Long Branch in Long Branch, New Jersey. I think we've gone back far enough.
That's the thing. This is one of those. Maybe they know something we don't, right? I can't speak on that.
Are these matches making tape? I'm pretty sure the Ashe matches are making tape.
I don't know, man. But what I would say is, for me personally, I would take on I know what I know, and there's a certain standard of wrestling that people like AR Fox provide, right? Whereas I'm not
AR
taking.
Fox I was gonna say Darius Carter over AR Fox.
What I'm saying is, I'm not taking Willie Mack. I'm not taking somebody just that has no. People don't know. People that are somewhat tapped in, like me and you are. I've never seen this person. They're on the indies, but there's a AR Fox, a Willie Mack, running around. I'm like, I'm not a Janae Kai. Like, I'm not putting that person immediately over them.
Red Velvet.
Yeah.
Ricky Saints.
He came back, but yeah.
Royce Keys. Leo Rush running around still.
Leo Rush is a weird one though, because he's doing his gimmick and it's working, but at the same time,
why isn't Shane Taylor on this list?
That's a good question. Is anybody? Is anybody infantry on here?
Yeah. Carly Bravo's on there as well.
Sean Dean's on here, right?
As well as Sean Dean.
Yeah, that's weird. Shane's a good wrestler.
So once you get past 30, you're going into the indie zone pretty much, and then you'll see Myron Reed down there. You'll see guy with a WWE ID contract like Cappuccino Jones, I believe. He still has one.
Yeah, Dunkerton's on here too.
Shug D, 38.
Yeah.
Brick Savage, all the way down at 50.
Like another one we talking about, like there's a certain list of competency where like I'm not just gonna put you on here like or whatever else. Like Trey Miguel's another one of those. Like Trey's too good of a wrestler. You just be like, we're gonna put somebody on here that hasn't been on TV or quote unquote on TV. Like they're too competent as wrestlers for me to just put them on there and expect that to just hold. Yeah. Like that dude better break through next year to prove them right.
Yeah. Yeah, because a lot of these guys, I'm not gonna mention
Oku's
names.
At 25.
I don't want to be negative. There's a certain, I would say handful of names that tend to.
Cedric's 22. That
fills out the end of these lists, and
Ricky Saints. Like, look, man, we've seen enough from Ricky Saints to be like, hey, he can have good matches, and that dude's one of the best talkers in the world, regardless of whatever they did with him in NXT.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, there's a handful full of folks that end up on populating the bottom of this list, and it's like, all right, man, are they ever gonna make this jump, or are they just filling out this list, or is these like,
I would say this, right? You see Maya World at 19. She's gonna be higher on this list come next year for sure.
Based on what we're seeing right now, absolutely.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yep.
That's what I'm getting at. Hey, man, Nix and Noel, they played that one terribly.
Absolutely.
Big
fumble.
That one terribly.
Big fumble.
Yes, Red Velvet's on the list. Red Velvet is number
26.
26. Number 26.
Remember, Red Velvet.
Had some time off with it was a knee, right?
Think so.
Yeah.
But lists are lists. Like we were saying, we don't make this to like I figured
if we made a list, people could tear it apart too. You can make a list and then we can come back the next week and I tear it apart the same way we tearing this apart. Yeah. There's no way to do this list. Like, there's no perfect way to do a list like this.
Yeah. But some of these are, interesting to say the least. But yeah, man.